Hello and welcome. This is Greg from Bitcentral, and today we are going to be talking about new software features with the Bitcentral Presys system and what we're calling the active panel, which is integration with iNews and the Bitcentral system over MOS. The features that we're going to be showing today are taking effect in new software releases of the Bitcentral system. The software versions that we're going to be using today are Presys 4.12, Oasis 3.27, Create version 1.9, and version 4 of the ActiveX integration with iNews. What we're going to be doing is going through a pretty standard workflow scenario where we're adding a story to our rundown, creating a MOS ID for that story, and then allowing the editor to link video to that story, and we'll be able to see when the video is linked, and we'll be able to view the video in iNews without leaving the iNews application. So let's go ahead and go through that scenario. So I have my iNews rundown up here, and what I'm going to do is add a story at the end of this rundown, and I'm going to call this race car kicker. Now, to to get the active panel working, you can go through the tools and plugins option, or it can be added as a quick link, which is into your iNews system, which is what I've just done here, and I brought up the active panel. So when you see the active panel, what you'll see are three areas, and they're designated by these buttons. The first area that comes up by default is looking at your Oasis archive and media management system. The second button here displays your Presys playout system and shows Presys assets or assets in your playout system. And the third button here is meant to show you the status of requests. If you've requested items, for example, from other stations, and those items are being transferred in the background to your station. So we're going to focus on the Presys view. And back to our workflow, we added our story, we slugged it in our rundown, and now the next thing that I want to do is to create a video placeholder, also known as a MOS ID. By doing that, then we've created a place for whoever edits this video, we've created a place for them to drop the finished product. So notice that that I've got this section over here that has playout channels, and it says create placeholder. First thing I'm going to do is I want to assign this to playout channel B. This can be overridden later on by the director if need be. But I've just selected channel B for the playout for this because the previous story is assigned to channel A playout. And to create the placeholder, I simply hover over the create placeholder button, left click with the mouse, and drag that placeholder down to my story and let it go. I'll cursor off of that, and that will cause iNews to go ahead and update, and you notice now that iNews is updated. It's showing that there is an empty placeholder, and that's indicated by the fact that it's showing offline status. So there's no video attached to that story. All right, so basically what we've done is we've created a story with an empty video placeholder that an editor can attach video to. Now if I'm editing video in the Create system, what I can do is I can go to Create, I can put some video together on my Create timeline, and to get it attached to this story, I would hit Output, I would select Rundown, select the show, and go find the story at the bottom of my rundown that I had just added. I can click on that story, finish off by hitting the output button, and that has Create doing the job of attaching, compiling the video on the timeline and attaching it to the story in the rundown. When that video has been compiled, we will see the status switch from offline to online, and that will mean that the video is ready to play on air. Okay, and we've seen that status change take place. Now, the last step is we may want to just confirm that the video has been edited to our liking, and so we can view that video through the viewer by doing this. Click on your story, go down to the story forms area in iNews, and hit Control-Enter on the MOS ID. When you do that, what will happen, and this one is still in process, is the story video proxy gets created and is then viewable in your viewer window. So you can see that the video has been attached, and you can view the video without leaving the iNews application. So that's all we have for this session. Thank you for choosing Bitcentral.